Few names resonate through American history quite like Babe Ruth. More than just a baseball player, he was a titan, a myth, and an undeniable cultural force. Long after his playing days, his legend persists, not merely for his towering home runs, but for something far more transformative. Ruth didn't just play the game, he revolutionized the perception of the athlete, turning himself into the world's first true celebrity brand. This wasn't an accident, it was a deliberate, often pioneering effort to monetize his unprecedented fame, shaping the very landscape of sports and entertainment. Born George Herman Ruth Jr. in Baltimore, his early life was marked by hardship, spent largely within the confines of St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys. It was there that his raw talent for baseball was discovered, first as a dominant left-handed pitcher. His powerful arm soon gave way to an even more prodigious bat. When he burst onto the professional scene, first with the Boston Red Sox and then famously with the New York Yankees, Ruth wasn't just hitting baseballs, he was rewriting the record books and, crucially, capturing the public imagination with a flair unseen before. The curse of the Bambino trade from Boston to New York in 1919 was a pivotal moment, not just for baseball, but for Ruth's burgeoning fame. In New York, under the brightest lights, his transition from pitcher to full-time outfielder unleashed an unprecedented home run barrage. His incredible power, combined with an undeniable charisma, transformed him into a larger-than-life figure. Fans flocked to see him, and his legend grew with every towering blast. He was no longer just a player, he was an event, perfectly positioned for a nation eager for heroes. Ruth's rise coincided with the dawn of mass media and a booming consumer culture. His boisterous personality, his love for the grand gesture, and his seemingly effortless connection with fans made him a natural fit for this new era. Nicknames like the Bambino, Sultan of Swat, and Colossus of Clout cemented his mythical status. He projected an image of approachable greatness, a hero who still loved hot dogs and soda pop, making him immensely relatable despite his unparalleled talent. This persona was foundational to his ability to monetize his name. In the 1920s, there was no established playbook for celebrity endorsements or athlete branding. Professional sports were still maturing, and the idea of a player generating significant income beyond their salary was revolutionary. Ruth, however, recognized the immense value of his name and image. He understood that his fame was a commodity, a unique asset that could be leveraged far beyond the baseball diamond. He began to explore avenues that would solidify his status as a brand, laying the groundwork for how athletes would monetize their public image for decades to come. Ruth was among the very first athletes to ink significant endorsement deals. His image was plastered on everything from candy bars and ginger ale to chewing tobacco and sporting goods. He understood that the public's love for him could translate into sales for products. These early agreements were often simple, but profoundly effective. They put his face and name directly into American homes, making him a household presence even when baseball season was over, solidifying his status as a national icon with commercial appeal. Beyond his baseball salary, Ruth's endorsement income grew steadily. While specific figures from the era are hard to definitively quantify, it's estimated that his earnings from commercial ventures sometimes rivaled, or even surpassed, his hefty baseball contracts. This was an unprecedented feat for an athlete. He didn't just accept offers, he and his agents actively sought out opportunities, understanding the power of his brand. His deals proved that an athlete's worth extended beyond their performance on the field, setting a precedent for future generations. One of Ruth's most ingenious methods of monetizing his fame and extending his brand was through barnstorming tours. After the World Series, instead of resting, Ruth would assemble teams of star players and travel across the country, playing exhibition games in smaller towns. These tours brought top-tier baseball to communities that rarely saw professional play. It was a direct way for him to connect with fans, showcase his skills, and generate substantial income independently of his league contract, further cementing his celebrity status nationwide. Ruth's barnstorming wasn't without controversy. In 1921, Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis, fiercely protective of the integrity of organized baseball after the Black Sox scandal, forbade players from participating in unauthorized postseason exhibitions. When Ruth and several other Yankees defied the order, Landis suspended them for the first 6 weeks of the 1922 season. This tension highlighted the nascent conflict between a player's individual brand and the league's authority, a struggle that still echoes in sports today. Despite the commissioner's opposition, barnstorming remained incredibly popular because it offered unique benefits to all involved. For Ruth, it meant direct revenue and unparalleled fan engagement. For local communities, it brought the magic of Major League Baseball right to their doorstep, creating unforgettable memories. It also helped grow the game's popularity beyond traditional urban centers, expanding its reach and creating new generations of fans. This grassroots approach was a potent tool for brand building long before the term existed. Ruth's celebrity brand was amplified by the burgeoning mass media of his era. Newspapers clamored for his stories, his every move a headline. Radio brought his voice and game calls into living rooms, making him a familiar presence across the nation. Newsreels, shown in movie theaters before films, captured his powerful swing and charismatic antics, allowing millions to see him in action. Ruth intuitively understood how to work with the press, cultivating a public image that made him perpetually newsworthy and appealing. As the Great Depression gripped America, Ruth's larger-than-life persona offered a much-needed escape and source of inspiration. His rags-to-riches story and his ability to hit prodigious home runs provided a sense of hope and joy in bleak times. He wasn't just selling products, he was selling optimism. His brand became synonymous with American resilience and the pursuit of greatness, making his endorsements even more powerful as consumers associated his success with the products he represented. By the peak of his career, Babe Ruth had built a veritable business empire around his name. Beyond direct endorsements and barnstorming, he lent his name to instructional books, baseball camps, and even a short-lived career in Hollywood with film appearances. These ventures further diversified his income streams and expanded his brand's reach across different media and industries. He wasn't just a player, he was an enterprise, setting a remarkable example for athletes on how to leverage personal celebrity into a sustainable financial legacy. Ruth's brand even extended internationally. In 1934, he embarked on a legendary barnstorming tour of Japan with other American all-stars. This tour was a diplomatic and cultural sensation, drawing massive crowds and further cementing his global icon status. It showed that the appeal of the Bambino transcended borders, proving that an athlete's fame could be a powerful tool for cultural exchange and brand expansion on an international scale. He became an ambassador for both baseball and American culture. Babe Ruth's journey created a blueprint for the modern athlete as a brand. Before him, athletes were largely seen as performers on a field. Ruth, however, proved that personality, public image, and off-field ventures could create a powerful, marketable identity. He showed that an athlete's economic value was not limited to their salary but could be multiplied through endorsements, appearances, and media savvy. This fundamental shift profoundly influenced how sports organizations and individual players approach their careers today. Comparing Ruth's brand building to today's multi-million-dollar endorsement empires reveals both similarities and vast differences. Ruth pioneered the concept with limited tools, newspapers, radio, early film. Modern athletes like LeBron James or Michael Jordan benefit from global television, the internet, and social media, allowing for instantaneous, worldwide reach. Yet, the core principle remains the same: leverage unparalleled talent and a compelling persona to forge a marketable identity that extends far beyond the game itself. The echoes of Babe Ruth's pioneering business acumen reverberate through every major athlete's career today. From LeBron James's vast business portfolio to Cristiano Ronaldo's global brand, the foundation was laid by Ruth. He didn't just play baseball, he taught the world that athletes could be more than their statistics, they could be entrepreneurs, cultural ambassadors, and powerful commercial entities. His legacy extends beyond the diamond, into the boardrooms and marketing departments that now define modern sports. Ultimately, Babe Ruth's impact stretches far beyond the numbers on a scoreboard. He demonstrated that charisma, personality, and a genuine connection with the public could transform a sports hero into an enduring icon, a global brand. He was a master of self-promotion in an era before PR firms, intuitively understanding the value of his unique celebrity. His strategic use of endorsements and barnstorming tours created a lasting paradigm for how athletes monetize their fame, forever changing the economics of sports. Babe Ruth remains a timeless figure, not just for his athletic prowess, but for his profound influence on the intersection of sports, business, and culture. His story is a testament to the power of personality, the foresight to capitalize on unprecedented fame, and the courage to forge new paths. From the orphan pitcher to the Sultan of Swat, Ruth created a legacy that transcended baseball, building the very first global athlete brand and forever changing how we perceive and interact with our sports heroes. He was, and remains, truly one of a kind.